Metropolitan Police Chief Sir Mark Raleigh, the London Metropolitan Police Chief, that's his official title, and I guess he's been knighted. Is that what it means to be a sir? He is saying that keyboard warriors, as he calls them, are not going to be ignored. People who get on the interwebs and type things that are far right about the current domestic disturbances happening across the UK will not be protected. Even if they happen to be from another country, they're still going to go after them. They're still going to extradite them, I guess, and they will not be immune from the long, long arm of justice. That's what Sir Mark Raleigh, I heard he forgot his title, High Mucky Muck of the London police, said. If you haven't heard about this, I'll link to to one of the articles that discusses it. So basically, what this means is that people like me might soon be getting summons to appear. Well, I guess they'll fly me out. Will they fly me out on their own dime to the UK? Not that I particularly want to go right now, but still, that's. I mean, are they that flush with cash, really? Is that's all covered under? Well, yeah, I guess their level of taxation is pretty high, so I don't know. I'm sure they wouldn't. I'm sure I wouldn't be traveling in luxury. But let's just say they tried to enforce this, and of course, this wouldn't have become an issue if Elon hadn't jumped into this fray and started taunting two-tier Kier, as he called him on X. Then probably we wouldn't be hearing all this bluster about you keyboard warriors out there. You'd better watch your step. We're going to come after you, and you're going to be sorry for your hate speech, for your online hate speech, your far-right online hate speech. We will find you, and we will drag you to justice. So, if this actually comes into effect, how would it look? You know, there would be an appeal made for extradition. I'm just trying to, and you know, it's not that I have delusions of grandeur, mind you. I know that I'm not high on the list of people that would be wanted, because, you know, my reach isn't that large. But that, I mean, that might put me in more danger, because they might want to make an example of someone like me. I think if they actually tried to come after someone like Elon, you know, that would be a whole different kettle of fish. That would be very hard to actualize. But if they went after a bunch of nobodies, myself included, here in the good old US of A, some keyboard warriors out there who were daring to criticize Keir Starmer and his thugs. And by the way, you should, like, I'm not a big physiognomy is real kind of guy. I'm not someone who just goes on and on about, hey, look at this guy's face. You can tell what kind of person he is by looking at his face. See how unattractive he is, then his face is, that tells you that he's not a good guy. I mean, that's essentially judging a book by its cover. But you look at Keir Starmer, and you look at this guy, and there's a picture of him you'll be able to see in the article. They're not very intimidating looking men at all. They're both middle-aged, nerdish white guys. So I'm not saying that to make their race an issue. I don't do that kind of thing. I'm just trying to describe them. They don't look like the kind of people who you would typically, if you were stuck on an elevator with one of these guys, you wouldn't fear for your life. You would think you'd probably be able to hold your own if they decided to throw down against you. But people like that, and maybe you physiognomists are right about this. People who look like that, and maybe I shouldn't talk because look at me, I'm just like them. But there might be something to the idea that if you have that kind of look, you are more inclined to want to seek revenge upon the world by marshaling, by finding a way to marshal forces to fight for you, using the tools that you do have, and whatever kind of, I don't know anything about either of these two guys, but my guess is that to get to the positions that they got to, they had to do some things to certain people, grease some palms, I'll just put it that way, because you don't rise through the ranks without abasing yourself in those kinds of ways, and without having a sort of shrewd notion of how do I gain power? Whose ass do I need to kiss around here? Whose sore back do I need to massage? And who do I need to start to spread rumors about to get rid of them as a potential rival? So it's not to say underestimate these kinds of men, because they are in all likelihood people who are in their own way quite ruthless. It's just interesting to see people who look like them saying get on television and say such threatening things, say you'll be sorry if you choose to take this far right position. They've flogged this far right thing. They've used the phrase far right so much now that it really has, I'm thinking, started to lose its flavor, much like bubble gum that's been chewed too long. So people hear far right now, and you just sort of shrug your shoulders. Okay, yeah, I don't think mass immigration to first world countries is a good thing. We never voted for that. We're supposed to be a democracy, right? Our citizens never wanted this, but you keep giving it to us. So if that makes me far right, then so be it. Whatever, I am whatever you say I am. That line just keeps coming in handy. So I've just got to say right now, Sir Rowley of the London Metropolitan Police Force, bring it on. Come on over and see what happens.